so we'll start this class a little differently. We're going to start it lying down. So I'm going to have my blocks beside me on either side. I'll show you why for a minute. So I'm lying down, just bend the knees, and I want you to bring the soles of the feet together and just allow your knees to fall out naturally. Now if this is uncomfortable for some of you, you can place the blocks just outside the thighs there as support, but some of you might not need that. Let the hands come out wide, hands facing up. Take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, close down the eyes. So just focusing on the breath, bringing it all the way down to the belly. I just want you to notice your body get heavy every exhale. Noticing each point of contact, the ground. Drawing that breath down deeper. As you fill the lungs, expanding the ribcage. And as you exhale, just releasing, letting go, sinking deeper into the mat. Inhaling, noticing the chest rise and fall. Inhale, rise, expanding and release. In focusing on that breath, bringing it down deeper. Notice how it changes the body. Every breath letting go any stress or strains or thoughts or worries. And release. 2 more deep breaths in. I'm going to let a loud exhale out for this one. Mouth open, another deep breath in through the nose. Exhale with the mouth open. And 1 more deep breath in through the nose. And exhale. Okay, bring the knees together. It's going to come to a seat. Whatever way you need to. Get into that tabletop position. We're going to start with the fingers pointing out to the side. We'll just get into those wrists and rock side to side. So playing around with how close you want those wrists, and make sure those fingers are spread nice and wide, pressing into the mat. Okay, fingers are facing forward, rock forward and back. Try and straighten those arms if they aren't straight already. Get the eyes, elbow facing forward as well while you're there. Just leaning into it. I'm going to point the fingers out slightly at a 45. Again, keep that rock forward and back, targeting the inside of the wrist. And then rotate the hands so they're slightly pointing inwards at a 45 degree. And keep that rock forward and back. Fingers point towards us, wrists face out, rock forward and back again. Maybe lifting the hands here, or the heel of the hand here, bringing some movement into the thumbs. Just stretching those finger mounds. Back the hand into the mat, make a fist with the opposite hand. Keep the arms straight here if this is enough, or bring a slight movement. Wind sounds so wild here, it's actually crazy. Back the other way. And then swap hands, back the other hand into the mat, make a fist to the other. We had to like slow down driving because the rain was so bad. I can't see anything. One of those showers. And rotate the wrists as you sit the back on the ball, heels, and get into your cat-cow. Okay, tabletop position, hands stacked on the shoulder, you drop the belly. You're trying to push the chest through and round the back. Push the ground away. Drop the belly on the inhale. Exhale, round. Really push the ground here. Drop the belly. And round. And come to the neutral tabletop position. I'm just going to look over my left shoulder. I'm trying to see what's behind me. I'm sticking my ribs out the opposite end. And look out over the right shoulder. So it looks kind of funny. Like you're a cow in a field and look see what's behind you. And switch. And back to neutral. Bring the knees out a little wider, big toes to touch. Sit back on the heels. Come to a child's pose. Option there to make it active by coming up on the fingertips, protecting your cupcake. And rest that forehead on the mat. So deep breaths here. It's nice to be in an active child, so sometimes to wake up those shoulders before a busy class. But again, optional.
Okay, when ready, we will make our way down onto our belly. Gonna bring our hands wide of our shoulders, up on fingertips like we're holding cupcakes, but we don't want to squash the top. Press the tops of the feet into the ground. Inhale to peel the chest off the ground. Exhale to melt to it. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Lift. Lower. Lift. Lower. Lift. And lower. Take the right ear to the mat. Hands at the sides. We'll take a little gentle stretch here on the neck while we take a break for a second. From there, hands at either side of the chest, baby cobra. Toss the tops of the feet into the ground. Inhale to lift. Drag the hands towards the body. Body towards the hands. Slowly melt. So opposite ear to the ground. Hands by the sides. Nice gentle stretch. Outside on the leg. Okay, coming back to center, hands at either side of the chest. Baby cobra. Draw the shoulders down and back. Press the tops of the feet into the ground. And again, that idea of dragging the hands and body towards one another to help create a lift. Slowly melt, make a little pillow with the hands. So we have one more of those to go. Hands at either side of the chest. Press the tops of the feet into the ground. Inhale to peel the chest off the ground. Draw the shoulders back and down. Broaden the chest. Okay, slowly melt to the floor. Press it up to your tabletop position. From there, we're going to take yoga blocks. We'll go for our first chaturanga, upward facing dog. So just going to start on the knees. Shoulders away from the ears, glutes engaged. Take it down, hold at 90. Inhale, upward facing dog. Drop the knees, sit back on the heels. Okay. So, second repetition of that one. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Find your chaturanga. Take it down, hold. Inhale, upward facing. knees sit back on the heels. Okay, so from there, we're going to do one more. This time, maybe going from full, we'll move into our sun salute after this, so I'll slide the bricks out of the way for using for this one. So finding your plank, taking it down, hold at 90, inhale upward facing, exhale, downward facing dog. Slowly walk the feet forward to the top of the mat, take it to a forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway length of the spine. Exhale, fold. Maybe just taking opposite elbows here, look this way. Again, inhale, come up halfway length of the spine. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, inhale, rise up. Sweep the hands high. Exhale, check camera angle there. Okay, inhale, sweep the hands high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway length of the spine. Exhale, fold. Place the hands, step back, high plank, your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hop, step, or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale, come up halfway length of the spine. Exhale, fold, bend the knees. Inhale, rise up. Sweep the hands high. Exhale, forward fold. Place the hands, step back, high plank. Right leg high, three-legged plank. Knee to tricep. Step it back, three-legged plank on the same side. Take the foot down, swap legs. Left leg high, three-legged plank. Remember, don't lift it too high. Knee to tricep. Step it back, three-legged plank on the same side. Take the foot down. Lift the hips up, downward facing dog. Right leg high, three-legged dog. Wave it down, three-legged plank. Knee to tricep. Draw that knee down to the wrist. Zip it back up. Step it back, three-legged plank. Take the foot down. Lift to downward facing dog. Three-legged dog, left leg high. Wave it down, three-legged plank. Knee to tricep. Zip it down. Zip it up. Step it back to our three-legged plank. Take the foot down. Drop to the knees. Okay, so from there we're going to take a little bit of side plank warm up. So I want you to come to face the long end of the mat. We're going to take our right hand down. Step the left foot out. Find modified side plank. From here, we're going to go for raise that left leg and lower. Lift and lower. Remember, pressing the way the ground through the right arm. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Last one. Lift and lower. Swap sides. Left hand down. Find your modified side plank. Press the floor away. Lift the right leg and lower. Toes pointed straight ahead towards that long end of the mat. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. And last one. Lift and lower. Great work. Swap to the other side. Just going to get rid of my jumper. Start to warm up now nicely. Even with the
I am not.
wind outside. And even get rid of socks now at this point. So same. This time we're going to get into rotating the toes up towards the roof if it's available to you. So we want to press away the floor, find our side plank, left leg high, raise toes up to the roof, and lower for 1, 2. So we're externally rotating the leg here. 3, as best as you can. 4. Last one, number 5. Face the toes forward. I'm going to draw a circle. Forward circle for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, drop the foot down. Swap sides. So Glutes will be nice and warmed up by the end of this, I think. Rotate so toes point up, lift and lower for 1, 2, 3, 4. Last one, number 5. Face the toes forward. Forward circles 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Reverse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, great work. Okay, so from there, I'm just gonna take it back to the hands and knees. Gonna find our frog pose. It's actually for this one I like to go on the width of the wide part of my mat rather than the narrow part. So take the knees out wide, come down onto forearms, and you can move forward and back ever so slightly. Maybe kind of settling in the hips back position, wherever feels good for you. It can be intuitive with this, and walk the knees out a little bit wider. So I'll give you a little angle on my feet just to show you what's going on with them. So we are turned here on the inside of the feet. I don't want that angle for too long. Okay, so we're holding here for a nice count now of say 20-30 seconds. Not often the most comfortable position for some people. Kind of have a love-hate relationship with the frog. Works well, so I love it. Not always the most pleasant one when your hips aren't the most flexible. A couple of more seconds here, deep breaths. Maybe shimmying the knees wider if you're starting to feel ready to do so. Couple more seconds here. Deep breaths.
And then slowly come back out of that. Bring the knees together so you find a tabletop position. Walk the hands forward by the length of one hand. With curl the toes under. Find a nice downward dog. Good generous bend in the knees. And step, hop, or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale, rise, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come up halfway, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, reach. Exhale, hands tight center. So we'll do a little warrior 2 thread. I'm going to leave my block inside my right foot, just for those of you for side angle who want to bring your hands to the block. It's there as an option. Again, you can bring your hands to your forearms. Okay, so when you're ready, we're at the top of the mat. Big step back with the left foot for warrior 2. Sink nice and low. Looking over that middle finger, check our foot alignment. Back foot's facing out, front foot forwards. Opening up that hip. Deep breaths in. Front forearm to front thigh for side angle. Option there to place the hand on the brick if you wish. And if you are, make sure your back of your arm is on the inside of the thigh, knees gently pressing off it to open the hip a little bit more. Inhale, rise back to warrior 2. We're going to straighten that front leg now and pivot the front foot so it's facing the long side of the mat. Find a nice wide leg forward fold. Keeping the back nice and straight, chest open. Deep breaths in here. And I'll slowly walk my hands to the left foot so that they're in. Well, I'm going to the left. So, or the right, sorry, never mind. I had a method, but now you have me doubting the method anyway. So walk your hands to the right foot to find lizard lunge. Both hands are on the inside of the right foot. Pressing the ground away, back knee is lifted. Slowly drop the back knee on top of the toes, reach forward with the thumbs down. And we'll windmill the hands and thumbs up behind us. Keep the back foot in. Don't grab it, release it down. Bring the band back in line with the front foot, come up off the back knee. Option to stay here or walk the hands forward by the length of one hand print. Maybe shimmy forward and back to get into that front hip. If your hands have come forward, walk them back in line with the front foot, drop the back knee, untuck the toes. Reach forward, windmill the hands. Opening the chest, the shoulder, kick the back foot in a little bit further. Not grabbing the foot just yet, but reach back with the hands as far as you can. And bring it back in line with the back foot. Back knee lifts. Maybe walking the hands a little bit more forward, or finding that block that's close by. Placing the forearms on it, resting them here. And nice shimmy forward and back. Okay, getting rid of your block, or whatever you had, making sure your hands are on the back foot. Again, lift the back knee. Palms down with the right hand, and windmill it back. Drop the back knee. Yeah, kick the back foot in. If you can, grab the foot now. Do so. Maybe you need a strap or shimmy the hips back, whatever gets that foot into your hands. Deep breaths here, guiding it towards the bum. And if you can, kick away. So you're opening that chest a little bit more, and that shoulder in a different area. Guide it in, and kick away. And slowly release the hands. You find yourself in a lizard lunge again. And just so you can see me, I'll turn this in. So I'm in a lizard lunge. What I'm going to do is I'm going to step the front foot back just about a foot. And I'm going to pivot my toes so they're facing the long side, and pivot the back foot so the toes are facing the long side for our 10-toe stretch. That right hand that was on the ground can lift up in the air. You should feel this on the outer right hip. Option to stay here if this is enough. Maybe placing your hand on your knee for support. Option also to dip the hips down and up if you wish. Okay, slowly bring that hand down, pivot the feet, bring that foot behind, find a plank, and next push up into downward facing dog. Step hopper, jump to the top of the mat. Inhale, wide reach. Exhale, hands tight center. Get ready to do it on the other side. Find that block. You can place it on the inside of the left foot this time. And all meeting at the top of the mat. Big step back with the right foot, warrior two. Remember our drishti, our gaze is over the middle finger. Strong arms here. Again, like someone's pulling them in opposite directions and sinking nice and low. Front forearm to front thigh side angle, or to our block. And if you are on the block, it's nice to guide the knee and the thigh up to open a bit more. And back up to warrior two. Straighten the front leg. Might have to move that block. Pivot both with front foot so it's facing the long. And nice forward, wide forward fold. Straight back. Hands can rest on the hips. And slowly bring the hands over to that left foot now. Find your lizard lunge here. You can rock forward and back. Dropping the back knee, untuck the toes, and you know what to do. Thumbs down, windmill, so the hand comes behind. And just reach back first. And you windmill it back, come up off the back knee. If you did before, maybe walk the hands forward by the length of one hand. Shimmy over and back to open this side. So tight today, but this is definitely helping me. It's amazing how movement can help you when you're super stiff and you're not able to do anything. Okay, walk the hands back, foot in line with the foot, drop the back knee. Thumbs down in front, windmill. Thumbs up behind. Kick the back foot in this time. Kick it towards the bum as much as you can using your strength. Breathe. Imagine you're trying to put your finger thumbprint on the ball. And drop the foot, windmill it back. Bring them off of the back knee. Walk the hands forward. Maybe you have that block. Okay. Hands in line with the foot. Drop the back knee. Thumbs down. Windmill, thumbs up. Kick the back foot in. You can grab the foot at this point. Do grab those toes, whatever way is necessary. Strap. Using a block to help you reach forward. Guiding it in as much as feels good, and if you can, kick away. Open the chest a little bit more, and guide it in. And kick away. And slowly we release. And just like we did before, we should be back at our lizard lunge. We'll step the front foot back about a foot, and we'll pivot all 10 toes out to face the long side of the mat. Option to stay here with the left hand extended in the air, or bring it onto the knee and dip the hips and raise if you wish. It's a really nice one. Just want to make sure that sometimes we pivot the front foot toes out to the side, but we forget about the back foot. So you want to make sure all 10 toes are out to the side. So slowly pivot the front foot now. Bring the hand down, find a plank. Downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths. Remember, good bend in those knees. Aim here is to have a nice flat back. Don't want to round it back here. Nice wide. Fingers spread nice and wide. Feet are hip distance. Nice.
From there, sweep the right leg high. 3-legged dog. Wave it down. 3-legged plank. Knee to tricep. Zip it down. Zip it up. Step it back to our 3-legged plank. And lift back up to our 3-legged dog. Take the foot down. Left leg high. 3-legged dog. Wave it down. 3-legged plank. Knee to tricep. Zip it down, zip it up, step it back, 3-legged plank, and lift again up to our 3-legged dog. Take the foot down, drop to the knees, flip over onto your bum. From there we're going to lie down on our back. So, palms face up, chin to chest, relaxed neck. Make sure you can just about touch your heels. Draw the shoulders off the ground to find our low boat. So, option to choose the more difficult variation if you have that in your practice or if you feel like you need it. Otherwise, we're holding here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax for a second, take a deep breath. Hands face up, chin to chest, draw the shoulders off the ground, reach past the shins. Hold in here for a count of 10. Remember, option to straighten one leg, option to straighten both legs. Make sure shoulders stay up, make sure lower back stays flat to the mat. 10, 9, 8. Reach a little bit further with the hands. 7, 6, 5. Remember, relaxed neck. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Draw the knees into the chest if you like. Give yourself a nice hug while you're there. Keep the lower back flat to the mat. One more time. Heels within reach. Chin to chest, neck relaxed. Hands face up. Reach the hands forward. Option to straighten one leg or both. We're holding here for a rough count of 10 seconds. Deep breath into your nose. Remember, reach the hands a little bit further forward. We're holding for 10, 9, 8, 7. Remember, if your legs are straight, they're dead straight. The toes are pointed and they're just off the ground. 5. Make sure lower back is not lifting off the ground, shoulders are off the ground. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, and relax. Don't relax there for too long. That one was for a purpose. To tire you out so that we can do something a little bit more easy going to stretch the ankles. So we're going to step our right foot forward. We're going to again get into like some ankle prep for our scandasana and our yogic squat coming up. So allow the knee to push out past the toes as long as it feels comfortable for you. Keep the heel on the ground. So we're pushing forward. Hands can be on the thigh if you like. And I'm going to draw it back. So again, remember to position your foot back far enough back that you can push the knee out past the toes. So again, coming forward, keeping the heel on the ground. So we want to feel a nice stretch at the ankle here. We don't want to feel pain in the knee. If we did, we'd have to dial it back. Make sure you play to the strength of your knee. Okay, so we're bringing it back. Again, coming forward, holding here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back. Forward again, this time holding for 10. 9. Maybe pushing a bit further. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, bring it back. Swapping legs. So press the knee forward. Heel stays on the ground. I'm raising my voice a little bit more because it's windy. So hold in here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back. And again, pressing it forward. Hold in here for 5. Trying to keep that heel on the ground. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Draw it back. Press it forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Draw it back. Pressing it forward. Hold in for 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent work. Right. We want to take our towel, we want to roll it up a couple of times so we can use it as a wedge for our heels. And we're going to take a yogic squat. So, here, heels are on the edge of the towel. Remember, you can double up as many times as you need to. Bring the feet as wide as feels comfortable for you. Remember, we want to keep a straight spine just like we did last week. We're going to come down, hook the elbows onto the inside of the knees, keep a broad chest. Remember, you don't have to go all the way down. If I sink all the way down, I'll get into rounding my back. I'm going to find a position where I can have a nice straight spine. And we're going to hold here for a nice long hold. So we think about working the hips outwards. So we think about externally rotating the legs or drawing the knees outwards. Remember, you don't have to be all the way down. Even try coming up an inch. See what that feels like. Press the elbows into the thighs to help to create that open chest. A couple more breaths here. We're going to go for 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7. Come up another inch. See how that feels. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we'll bring it to stand up, take it to a forward fold, chest to thighs. Deep breath here. Okay, taking it down onto the knees. So we're going to go for second version of the ankle prep. So I'm going to step my right out here, or right foot out here. Remember, I'm facing straight ahead to the long side of my mat now. I'm using my hand here to help to, again, externally rotate that thigh. I'm going to press it forward. Hold in here for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then bring it back. Again, lean into my right hand side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and taking it back. And again, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, take it back. And we're going one last one. Lean and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, swap inside, take the right knee down, left foot steps out to the side. Remember, we can use our hand here to stop this knee from dipping in. We're going to lean it out to the side. You reposition the foot if you need to. Hold in here for 10, 4, 3, 2, 1. Taking it back, and again, lead it out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it back, lead it out, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more time. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent work. Okay, so from there, we're going to bring it up to standing. We'll be going for a goddess pose or horse stance on this one. So take the 2 feet together, bring them out to 45 degrees, take the heels in line with the toes, again out to 45 degrees, heels in line with toes, again out to 45 degrees, heels in line with toes, and one more time out to 45 degrees. That should give you a comfortable width, but you're welcome to experiment with it if you like you want to go wider or narrower. So remember, we don't want our knees to move past our ankles, so we want to keep that shin rooted vertically. We want to drive our knees outwards, so we don't want to stick our bum out. So we want to try and keep the back reasonably straight without that kind of bum stuck out. So hands can be here or here. We're going to take it down. Remember, driving the knees out. So quick glance to make sure knees aren't pushing forward. You should feel a lot of outer glutes here. That's why we took all that time to prepare our outer glutes. So keep holding that 1 second. I'll give you a side view if you feel like you need it. So remember, we don't want to be bum stuck out. We want to try and keep the knees stacked over ankles. Driving the knees outwards. Couple more breaths here. Okay, so we'll straighten the legs. Just turn the heels up or the toes to face forward. We'll take a wide leg forward fold. So chest out, nice straight back if you can. A couple of breaths here. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of Cossack squat or scandasana. This is our side lunge. Remember, you can use a wedge for this, just like we did for the squat previously. That works nicely, or you can come up on the toes. So we're going to go for feet in around the same width that you did for the horse stance, maybe a little bit wider. Remember, you have to have the length of your straight leg and enough room for this knee to bend also. So I'm going to turn this one left leg at 45 degrees, right leg toes point up to the roof. I'm going to guide it down, maybe lifting my heel at the bottom. Hold here for a count of 3, 2, 1, and then bring it back up, swap sides. Well, actually, seeing as we're using the heel wedge, or maybe using the heel wedge, let's stick on the one side and we'll do the other one. So again, we'll go same leg, take it down. Maybe you gotta lift the heel, maybe you have enough in the heel wedge. Hold it here, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bring it back up. Again, taking it down, option to lift the heel, maybe lifting less every time. Remember, straight leg, toes point up to the roof. Okay, I'm back up. Let's swap it over to the other side. And don't be afraid to experiment with that wedge. For me, for the ideal heel wedge, it would be slightly thicker than I had it last time. We'll see what it's like if I double over the towel. So again, right foot is 45, left leg toes point up to the roof. We'll take it down. This works much better for me. Still maybe need to work into it a little bit. Use my hands for balance. Okay, drive it back up to standing. Again, we'll take it down. Hold in here. Okay, I'm driving it back up. Remember, trying to keep the back straight. I mean, none of us are perfect. So you just have to do your best here. Remember, you could use hands to give a little bit of assistance to get there while you warm up. Okay, driving it back up. Alright, so maybe keep that heel wedge close by. Trish is going to jump in now and take over, and we'll be revisiting scandasana in the next drill.
So we're all going to come down on our knees. You can face alongside the mat, and we'll do some modified wild thing. So it's pretty much the same as a side, a supported side plank. So remember, knees together, facing alongside, extending out the left foot, and right hand down. I'm just going to sit back, but not on the foot. I'm going to extend my left hand out, and just reach it back, arching the back and pressing into that mat. And sitting back, and sweep the left hand up. So a nice supportive wild thing here. Sit back, and we'll do one more. Reach with that hand, and sit back. Nice. Okay, we'll take it to the other side. Bring the knees together, and this time we're going to extend the right foot out, bring the left hand down. So foot is facing alongside the mat. I'm going to sit back, but not on the foot, just behind it. Extend my right hand out, palm facing up, and sweep it up as I lift my hips, creating a nice arch of the body. Creating a nice piano shape here, and sit back. Another reach back. Lifting those side ribs, and sit back. And one more reach, and sit back. Okay, I'm going to do full wild thing now. Option there for anyone who wishes to continue with modified, or you can do modified instead of full wild thing as well. So we're all going to come to a tabletop position and find a plank position. So it doesn't matter which side you pick. This side, I'm going to pivot my heels to the right and bring my left hand in the air. Stack my feet. Remember, you can drop the knee at this point to make it modified. Now my top foot, I'm going to point the knee up to the air. Bring that foot behind me and bring that top hand to my chest or extend it out. Reach it. So pressing into the foot, pressing into that bottom hand, arching the back. Then come back, drop the hips, stack the feet, bring the hand down, find a plank, and we'll drop the knees. So back on the heels. Take a little breather if you wish, as you get ready to do it on the other side. Okay. Deep breath, gonna find the plank position. And I'm pivoting my heels to the left this time. Bringing the right hand up to the air. Stacking the feet. Remember, you know what to do to make it a little bit easier. Drop that bottom knee. So now I'm going to point the knee up to the sky at the top foot. Step it back and bring my hand to the chest as I press into the mat or extend out. Lifting those hips. Strong arm. Reach and drop those hips. Stack the feet and pivot. Find your plank position and drop the knees. Sit back on the heels, child's pose. A few breaths here. Deep breath in. And out. Gathering up energy. Okay, so like Ezra said, might be handy to have that towel close by. We're going to throw Cossack squat into a thread in this next one. So, finding a tabletop position, we're going to find, come this way, going to find a plank. Okay, next we're going to take it to a side plank. I'm going to pivot my heels to the right, and I'm going to stack those feet. Modify your wild thing at this point if you do want to. I'm going to point my top knee up to the sky, step it back. Find wild thing. Pressing into that bottom foot, pressing into the hand, reaching with the top hand. Lower the hips, stack the feet. We're going to lift that top foot in the air like we did earlier and step it as far up the mat as we can. Nice. If you need to shimmy, do. And I'm going to rise up into crescent lunge. Okay, so I'm in crescent lunge here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to windmill my hands open. So my back foot is now going to face alongside the mat, and I should be in a wild thing. So you go for crescent. And all that's happening here is my right hand's coming behind me, and my back foot's pivoting out to the side for wild thing. Now, at this point, find your heel wedge if you need to. I'm going to place it on the back of that right foot. And And I want to make sure my back foot isn't in wall thing position, because for Cossack squat, it's in a 45-degree position pointing out to the side. I'm going to bend into that right knee. The front foot toes are going to point up to the ceiling. I'm going to go lower into Cossack squats. Hand can be in prayer or on the ground for support. Deep breath in and pushing off that leg. Nice. Step to the top of the mat. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come up halfway, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Place the hands on the mat. Step the right foot back. Left foot back. High plank. And we're going to go straight into the other side. So, pivoting the heels to the left this time for a side plank. Modify at this point if you need to. I'm going to bend the top knee. Step it behind me. Reach back for wildly. Very nice. Come back as you drop the hips. Stack those feet again. Lift that right leg in the air and bring it up as high as you can. It's tricky. And find your crescent lunge. A few breaths here. I'll give you a few moments to anyone who needs to readjust or anything like that. And we're going to take it from crescent to a warrior two. All I'm doing here is I'm windmilling my hands, left hand behind, and that back foot pivots out to the side. Now if you need your heel wedge at this point, you can get it, or also you can just lift the heels. So I'm going to pivot that back foot now out of a 45-degree angle, and straighten that front leg. Come up on the toes, so toes point up to the sky, and bend into that knee, the back of the back leg. I can come up on the heel or use my heel wedge. Hands in prayer or down on the ground for support. There's a common tendency here, sometimes if we drop the heel or if it's too low, we round the back. We want to keep a nice straight back here. And press off that back foot. Find the warrior two. Step to the top of the mat, inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come up halfway, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Place the hands on the mat, step the right foot back, left foot back. Drop the knees nice and wide. Sit back on the heels. You can grab a drink now. Or take a nice little rest there.
Okay guys, so I'm going to take it down for our back bends now. Just like I always do when we do the class out here, when we go to our Shavasana, I'm just going to kind of quietly slip away and leave you guys there to relax as long as you'd like. So when you're ready, we'll take it down onto our belly. So we're going to go for our seal pose first. I'll bring my hands wide on my shoulders, on flat hands, press the tops of the feet into the ground. Remember, forward of the shoulders, how far forward, you decide based off of your previous experience. Inhale to lift, draw the shoulders back and down. Again, drag the hands toward the body and vice versa. Okay, slowly down to the floor. Option here to readjust the hands if you feel like you want to deepen the stretch or reduce the intensity. Inhale to lift. Draw the shoulders back and down. Broaden the chest. Again, active through the legs. Okay, and slowly melt. Bend the knees. Make cactus shaped arms. We'll take our second here to catch our breath. And when you're ready, we'll inhale, peel the chest and thighs off the ground. Slowly melt to it. Take your right ear to the ground, hands at the sides. Okay, coming back to center, I'm going to take another skydiver, W-shaped arms, bent knees. Inhale to peel the chest and thighs off the ground. Draw the shoulder blades together. Draw the shoulders down from the ears. Lift the chest, lift the thighs, slowly melt. Left ear to the left, hands at the sides. My next pose is going to be a bow pose. If you'd like to take a different back bend of choice, you're welcome to do that now. Okay, so coming back to center, I'm going to reach or draw my heels back to my bum, reach back, grab the ankle on both legs, flex the feet, start to kick my feet away, then I'll start to peel my chest and thighs off the ground, and lift it as much as feels comfortable for you. So deep breaths here. Remember, kicking the feet away to lift the chest and thighs higher. When you're ready, slowly melt into the floor, taking your right ear to the mat and taking a couple of breaths. Fergal, will you keep that door locked until the class is finished? Okay, so when you're ready, we're coming back to center. Gonna go for the same thing again. So I'm gonna bend my knee, flex my foot, reach back and grab my ankle. Same goes on the other side. So again, start to peel our chest off the ground, kicking the feet away, lifting chest and thighs. So deep breaths here while I kick my legs a little bit higher, lift my chest a little bit higher, and lift my thighs a little bit higher. When you're ready, slowly melt into the floor. Make a little pillow with the hands. Okay, so when ready, we're just going to flip over onto our back. So, finding my happy baby. Now, if you want to keep going with back bends, if you feel like you got one or two more in the tank, you're welcome to do so. I'm going to reach from the inside of my thigh to grab the outside of my foot. Take both feet up for happy baby. Start to draw the knees towards the armpits. Just taking a couple of deep breaths here. Maybe drawing the knees a little bit lower. Remember, keeping the heels apart from one another. Okay, so when you're ready, we'll release the feet. You can grab anything that you might need for scandasana now. Socks, a jumper, a blanket, or anything that could make your experience more comfortable or easier to relax. When you're ready, we're going to gently close down the eyes. Start to draw our attention inward. Listen to the sound of the storm outside. For me, there's nothing more relaxing than storm outside and not being up there. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Slowly surrendering the body to a sense of relaxation. Allow the head to become heavy. Allow the shoulders to melt. Relax the muscles of the face. Relax the upper arms. Relax the chest.